But what would your friends think? You could listen to one of those other stations, but what would your friends think? She's the boss. Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to She's the Boss Radio, 24 hours, 7 days a week, focused on the topics to build, strengthen, inspire, as well as motivate men, women, and the youth from the home to the conference room and around our community. I'm your co-host, Pamela, and with your host, Lakita. And this is Unboxed. We want to thank you for tuning in to the show. We invite you to be part of the show by calling in on 443-272-5922. Joining us on www.she'sabossradio.com or listening to us on TuneIn, Google, Alexis, Sierra. Sarah.
Don't you let Siri,
yeah,
can you say
sorry.
that? Siri, be ready to fight.
And Siri by playing She's a Boss. Shoutcast. Follow us on Facebook at She's a Boss Radio. Follow us on Twitter at She's a Boss Ready. Without the O. IG WSTBRN. Twitch and Tumblr WSTBR.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. How's everybody doing? Did you all have a wonderful day? Because it started out kind of gloomy.
A little gloomy, yeah. When I got out outside early this morning, and then I looked up and I couldn't even see anything but clouds. It was just totally overcast.
And then the sun kind of peeked out. I was like, oh, okay, maybe we working with a little bit of something. So that was good to see. It's always good to see the sun when it comes out. I'm kidding. I ain't kidding, because it's like, we always talk about this time of the year being a little, can be a little sad and depressing and gloomy to some folks. So when the sun's out, it always put a smile on your face. Yeah. It was good. So yesterday was really pretty, though. Yesterday was a beautiful day. So I was out doing some side hustling, right? And and so it was so funny because I got this thing about socks. If you all could see my feet tonight, I got this thing about socks. I just love socks. To me, socks, they kind of make you smile. And
because we got so many different,
so many different
combinations and colors and patterns. At one time, socks. It's been some time ago though. But socks you would either get white, blue, black. I mean, it was like the basic colors. You wouldn't even see yellow in the.
Exactly. My mom is funny because she says, I want a pair of tube socks. I said, girl, women don't wear tube socks.
Tube socks are coming back. I see them. I see quite a few of them. I said, oh my goodness, they're back again.
Yeah,
huh?
Clearly. She's like, I want a pair of tube socks. I said, oh, tube socks. I was like, And so she had on a pair yesterday, day before yesterday, her little legs. I was laughing so hard because I was like, oh yeah, they tube socks. You definitely bringing them back, sis. But yesterday I had on a pair of slouch socks. And they were rainbow. They were like rainbow socks. And everybody that walked by was like, I like your socks. Oh, those are cute. And it's like, okay, it was funny because everybody that looked at them kind of smiled. So it's like, okay, I'm glad that I'm able to bring a smile to somebody's face today. But that's how they make me feel. Like I love socks, different types of socks. So I played with them all the time. I used to fuss at Michaela because she would take my socks and I would always... Well, she would take my socks, but for some reason the washing machine or the dryer would eat them too. So you always would lose a sock. Right. And so I would always find myself wearing a mismatch sock. Because it's like, oh my gosh, like I never can have a pair.
I don't know if they still do or not, but at one point they had started selling them that way.
Yep.
Like I said, I haven't bought socks in a while, so I'm not saying that they're not still doing it. It's just that I haven't been out there buying socks as of late. And we used to selling them that way. Yeah. Because they say, look, you lose a lot of them. What's the big deal?
Exactly. What's it? Right.
I said, well, I got to buy them. I got plenty of them home.
Exactly. That's true. And so it was funny because she would always take my, but now it's like I would just grab a pair of socks. So when I look at my basket, sometimes I'm like, okay, none of my socks match. Like So now I take the socks that I really, really like, the good socks, and I kind of hide those because it always seems like when she comes, some socks are missing. But I had on my fun socks. I actually have on a pair of fun socks today, that I got from Five and Below. They're like the fleece on the inside, and they have like the grips on the bottom, so you can wear them like
Oh, you can
slippers or
wear
whatever.
slippers. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that
so
too.
I love those because I guess for me, if my feet and my head is warm, I'm comfortable. If that's if one of the others cold, it's a problem. So I'm freezing. So yeah, it kind of works out, but it was good because I was able to put some smiles on some faces yesterday with my socks. They're a good
Socks, yeah.
conversation piece though. Yeah, good conversation. I had on my Crocs, so you could definitely you could
Oh, you
see them.
definitely would see 'em.
A conversation piece. So it was good. So today, as you can see, we're creeping into the spring months. I think we're down to the wire, but don't get it twisted, y'all. Watch.
Yeah, because we didn't really have
Nah.
what we periodically would call what we would call a winter.
Mm-hmm.
We had some cold days,
Mm-hmm.
but if you counted on your hand, I think we
Yeah,
might can count them all on maybe two hands.
that's the truth.
So,
That's the truth.
yeah.
We
But I'm enjoying whatever comes my way.
That's
So
true.
that's all I can say.
That's true. In all fairness, though, I think we kind of need some cold weather. We need some snow. We need all of that. Because remember, back in the day, Big Mama and them would say it needs to clear the germs.
Clear the
Yeah,
germs out
yeah,
of it. Yeah.
yeah.
This is why you need this.
Yeah, we need all of that because it's so much stuff in the air. It's like all of the little babies are carrying all types of germs and they just passing them all around. And oh my gosh, we had a little person at our house this weekend.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happens. It's funny because when you have kids in the house, it's like they're magnets. So we always had kids in our house because we had kids. So we always had little ones in the house. But now our little ones are no longer in the house. They're gone. But now I find that their friends have kids. So we still have little ones in the house. So this weekend, Mike and I decided we were going to keep a 1-year-old. Oh my God, life is different. Can I tell you I didn't get out the bed Sunday?
Oh.
Yeah. That baby gave us the business, okay? That baby gave us the business. So he's the cutest thing, but he's no bigger than oh my gosh, he's the tiniest thing ever. But he runs through the house like a little Tasmanian devil. And he's comical, like his little facial expressions are they're just funny. So it's so amazing just to watch. And honestly, I kind of miss it because I'm so used to having them in the house and they're not. So but I was like, okay, that was just this weekend. Not doing that again. No time soon. That was good, but just yeah, he gave us around 5 money. But he's funny and I love it because parents always say, "Oh, baby Johnny and Sue don't do this and they don't do that and they don't eat this and they don't do." They come to our house, they do all of that. Miguel's like, "What did y'all do to him?" It's like, nothing. Y'all play with him. We don't.
Yeah.
We play with him, but not like y'all play with him. So yeah, they do what we need them to do when we ask them to do it. So it was good to have him though. It's something about the little ones being in the house to just kind of bring life to the house. It really does. So
Yeah.
it was good. It was good. So how was your day today?
My day was good. It was busy, a busy day, but all in all, it turned out to be a good day. Like I said, busy, but like I said, still got things I wanted to accomplish. I was telling one of my coworkers that I work with, and I was saying, look, if the one thing I want to get accomplished here today is X, Y, Z, and once I get that accomplished, I don't care about anything else. I got, like I said, I had started the day. I just wanted to make sure before my day ended, I had accomplished this one task, at least this one task that needed to make sure that it go out today, and was able to do that. And I said, that's good. Like I said, I got that task done plus. So, and for me, that was like, this is a great day.
That's a great topic of conversation, actually, because when you put sometimes like I wake up every morning with a to-do list, right? I go to bed with a to-do list. Like I got a whole laundry list of stuff that I really need to get done. And so I wake up the next morning and it's like, I've added a whole bunch more to the list when the focus should be maybe one major, probably one major thing, complete that one major thing and then go on to the next. But do you notice how when you do complete that one, even if you might have that laundry list, but if you got that
Yeah.
thing that's at the top of the list completed, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I did it.
I did it. Like I said, it's kind of like we always talk about these priorities that you got, because in the area that I'm working right now, it's in partial, is within the administration part of the business, and not only do I already have things that I need to get out, which are, let's say, that needs to be done monthly, it needs to be done weekly. There are certain things that tasks that has to be completed, on a daily basis, monthly basis, whatever the case may be, at that time of the time of day that it is, or the day of the week that it is. And therefore, like I said, I know that, okay, this is my goal, is to make sure that it is accomplished, because that's my priority. But then again, you got other people coming in and saying, hey, can you check this in? Can you do this for me? Can you like this? And there are things, like I said, that comes in on a daily basis that's outside of those parameters of things that had to be completed within that time frame. And so, like I said, when I got in the morning, I was hitting those things that were coming through and knocking them out. Was not like that. And then I had already said, like I said, when I talked to one of my coworkers, I was just saying, even though I didn't start this early in this morning, because it wasn't that I had to start it. I know that in my heart that I needed to get it completed.
Okay.
Before the end of my business day.
Okay.
And therefore, so I did a few things like that to make sure those folks who came in and was asking me things that had already was in my let's say it was already in my box, they were done and they were out of my way. And then, here's my slate is open, and then this is the time I'm going to take right now to do with this. I don't care if something else start coming in. If it's not has a greater importance than this, I'm not going to worry. It's going to the backside of this, and therefore, like I said, I got a lot of them out of the way. Did my project, got it done, was not sent it out, and then I said, now I'll look at somebody else's. Like I said, I know, people always talk about multitasking, but I think there are moments when you have to, like I said, stop and refocus, because there's certain things, like I said, it takes concentration and making sure that you get your numbers and everything like that, because I'm dealing with money, and I can't be dealing with no money and not getting everything all wrong. Everything must add up. Understand? We got to keep the books balanced. And therefore, I had to make sure that I was on task with that. So I didn't do sometimes what I will do sometimes is, as they say, I'll multitask. In this case, there are certain things. In this case, I did not multitask. My thing was to focus on this particular project, because I know that it was dealing with money, and I know that accuracy is the most important thing that I could possibly do in this particular report. So therefore, that's what I did. I concentrated on just that, did what it needed to be done, and then refocused myself again to pick up anything that came in afterwards. And that's how I like to work a lot of times. Just that every time that you're doing something, there are going to be moments where, for me, at least I can say, for me at least, that I will not be doing a lot of multitasking, running from this project to this project, because there are times when I can run from one project to another project, when it's just getting if I'm doing some researching and I can pull a little bit of information here, then I can go over to another thing, and it's saying, okay, I just need to know who I need to contact, and I give them the contact information. Therefore, I'm not dealing with something that is so crucial in that matter, and allows me to do the multitasking. So I'm not sure if anybody else has the issue or not, but I did today, so that's what I do. And I'm hopefully, that brought you some some insight as to what I do, some of what I do on my daily chores or daily task or daily weekly task that comes my way. So that's me. We're going to go ahead and take a break now, so please, hang in there with us, because we'll be right back.
You could listen to one of those other stations, but what would your friends think? You could listen to one of those other stations, but what would your friends think? The Boss Radio Network.
Hey, I'm Jenny James for Neatly Done Carpet Cleaner. You've probably been home a lot more. Maybe you have kids like me who spill all the time, and you've noticed that your carpet's not looking so good. Why don't you call Neatly Done Carpet Cleaner? They use a dry extraction service, so you won't have wet carpet all day long, and you can get back to doing the things you love with your family immediately. And it's a way to make your room healthier while improving your indoor air quality. You can do tile, slate, granite, ceramic, area rugs, and yes, they're pet friendly too. Why don't you get a free, no obligation estimate today? NeatlyDoneSanAntonio.com.
Yeah, that's the sound of today's business community. It's a dog-eat-dog world and only the strong survive. The challenge is navigating the ever-changing business environment to put your business in the forefront. So how does your business keep up with the changes? That's where She's the Boss Network comes in. She's the Boss Network is an internet media network that's been helping businesses like yours get the exposure that you're looking for at reasonable cost by way of radio and video. They'll help you stay successful by navigating change and seeing the big picture. After She's the Boss Network analyzes your business and marketing strategies, you'll start to see a media presence like you've never seen in your business before. And She's the Boss Network doesn't stop there. They use their findings to create a practical plan of action, a plan that will get your business from where you are to where you need to be. There you go. Lock those dogs up for good by giving She's the Boss Network a call at 866-494-5945, extension 101, or by checking their website at she'sthebossradio.com. Again, that's 866-494-5945, extension 101, or she'sthebossradio.com.
We don't break the laws. We just make up our own. The internet's best choice for music. She's the Boss Radio Network.
Welcome back. Thank you for rejoining us. And I just want to give you this reminder. If you have any advertising that you need to get out, please email us at info@she'sthebossradio.com. And as we went to the break, we were talking about prioritizing. I think that's a good subject, and it's not really to talk about today. Prioritizing, like I said, these things, I kind of discussed just before we went to break about, prioritizing and 'cause as we know, we tend to do a lot of multitasking.
Yeah.
And in the process of multitasking, how do you prioritize anything?
That's the thing, because I know for me, I'm always all over the place. I live by it. I ain't gonna listen. If I ain't all over the place, you should be worried. You should be concerned, because I'm always all over the place. But I do know that when I am all over the place, it's like when I do have that one specific thing that I want to get completed. If I get it done, it's like I feel like I conquered the world. And it could be the smallest thing ever, but sometimes it's a whole bunch of other stuff that kind of gets in the way of me trying to get that one little thing completed. And those things could be even smaller or even bigger than that one little thing, but it's like I'm doing a whole bunch of bouncing all over the place and never getting that one thing that I really, really want to get done. And so when you finally get it done, it's like, ooh, like you feel like you hit the lottery. Like your day is like the best ever. You can just woosah and kind of step back and breathe because you've accomplished that one little thing. So it's been really, really interesting because, like I said, I've been going to bed with a laundry list. I wake up and I add to the laundry list, but then I've never put, okay, what's the most important thing at the top of the list so maybe I can get it done, or even I can chip at it to get it done, right? Because most of the times, the things that are at the top of the list are they're usually, for me, those are the bigger, those are the big things.
I think something like, say, like, in the work field, I have projects that have a time stamp on it, and then some time stamp with a within that day. Some are further out, maybe within the next week or in a month, like that. So, as you were saying, there are certain things I can chip at, so I can multitask. I use those as my way of multitasking. If there's something that's further out, and I can I need to create the report, but I can get some of the information, get it started, get
Mhm.
it, like I said, get it started. But then I know that there's other things that needs to be taken
Mhm.
care of, and I have to put the blinders on.
Mhm.
This is
Mhm.
what I'm talking about. I don't multitask, and I'll put the blinders on and focus directly on that
Mhm.
because, like I said, there's no room for error.
Right.
There are certain things where you can
You can
have a
play
little,
with. Mhm.
not that you want to,
Right.
but
Right. You
you know,
got
I'm not saying, but
little
you got a
wiggle
little
room.
bit of more of a
Mhm.
wiggle room with
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
Um, so that's one of the ways that I do when it comes to prioritizing something.
Mhm.
Like I said, it's according to where
Mhm.
it falls in succession of a deadline,
Mhm.
or when it comes to, like I said, in this case, when I'm talking about money, and when things got to, there ain't no
Yeah.
real,
Ain't no wiggle room. Yeah,
there's
they
no
have
wiggle
to
room.
some
It
us.
must,
Yeah.
like I said, it has accuracy there.
Mhm.
Um, and that's one of the ways I do that. And that's for work,
Mhm.
talking about as
Mhm.
far as work. But we have to prioritize our lives
This-
also,
Yeah, we
that's
do.
on the
We
outside as
do.
well as when we're doing business like that. Because, okay, sometimes the two can overlap, your personal and your
Mhm.
business. So it's like that. You need to take care of something that's personal.
Mhm.
Let's say that you need to take care of something that's dealing with your health,
Mhm.
but that appointment may be, like say on the same day that you
Yeah.
normally would work,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
hours and stuff that you may work.
Mhm.
Again, you have to make the decision of how to prioritize it. What do you do when this is here and you got the
Yeah.
job,
Yeah.
and you know that there's something that needs to be taken care of on your
Mhm.
job, but you've already scheduled yourself for an appointment.
It's so
So
funny
again,
that you should say that.
you need to know.
Yeah.
If you know in advance,
Yeah. That was
then sometimes you can do what you need to do earlier to try to make sure that everything goes smoothly, or get someone else to
that was
do it
my
for you.
situation this week. My mom made an appointment,
Mhm.
and I've asked her, please don't make your appointments on a Tuesday morning because I have early schedules on Tuesday mornings. I have to do these. Please don't do Tuesday. She makes her appointments for every Tuesday. So this Tuesday she had a procedure to be done, and I'm like, you can't do Tuesday. So I'm thinking because it was so early that maybe I could maybe make it. And getting down to the wire, it looked like it was possible, but it wasn't just me involved in the scenario. It was other people involved in the scenario. So that would have meant me trying to have them rush to meet me as opposed to um her not doing it, selecting another day. And so I wasn't able to come through for them. They were kind enough and understanding enough to reschedule for today, but it does not change the fact that if you have something set for a specific time, if I'm telling you, listen, I can help you do whatever you need to do any day but this day, you have to be mindful and respectful of people's time, because I can't just stop and run because you feel like what you have going on is important. Not to say that it's not. It's just to say that I have an obligation to do something, and I can't just stop when you want me to stop to take care of what you got going on. And so they were flexible enough to work with me, but it really made me feel bad because I know that I kind of reneged on my obligation to satisfy somebody else's situation.
Yeah.
So it puts you under a lot of stress. It puts you under a lot of pressure. When situations like that happen, granted, when you know these things in advance, you can plan. But what happens when it's a situation that you can't get out of? You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have to have that conversation with it, because if you have to pick a Tuesday, I'm not gonna be the one to be able to take you. You got 4 other days of the week. If it gotta be a Tuesday, then we gonna have to find somebody else to do it, because I have prior obligations that I have to. I'm committed
that
to
you're
doing.
committed to.
Doing.
Okay.
So it's hard when you're trying to juggle somebody else's schedule, but you doing yours, but you trying to work around somebody else's too, and they may not have the understanding that, listen, I gotta do this, right? So it's important to try to prioritize as best you can, but also don't let
and-
people try to bring their stuff
Yeah.
in, because it can cause you some stress in some situations. But for me too, when you say prioritize, be careful that like Pam says, she may have something that is due tomorrow. You might have something that's due later next week. But I find that it's like if it's due a little bit way off in my mind, I got time, and then that little thing called procrastination kind of slides in,
Oh yeah.
and it can kind of
No, procrastination has gotten me. Don't get me wrong. It has gotten me in my lifetime. And it has.
It can slide in. So you gotta really, really, really be careful to at least touch part of that project or that goal. At least you gotta a couple
gotta be
pieces map
mindful,
out
okay,
what you
yeah,
gotta get done for it to be
what's going
completed.
on, how much have I completed? How much more do I have to do on that particular project? Which like I said, being cognizant of those things that you have that's there makes it a lot easier for you too. Like I said, I think this is why I do mark on my calendar or on my desk calendar. I got a desk calendar, which is really, like I said, I use it almost like my little Bible.
Your PDA, you got a paper PDA
because it's right in front of me, and then all I gotta do is glance at it. I don't have to go to my phone. I don't have to go on the computer.
Yeah,
it's like this. So there are certain things I have do pop up, but then it's something about. Like I say, I'm still old schooler too.
Yeah.
I use both methods, but something about the old school. Some now
it's
look
in
down
your
at my,
face.
I'm in this my
Right.
it's right
in your
there, and I
face.
look and go, ooh, wait a minute, this is almost here,
Yep.
like that. And I have I touched it, have I not touched it? Because then I put little notations. I'm here, like that's for myself, and that helps me. That's one of the things that helps me.
It definitely does, because it will be in your face. I'm gonna tell you, if anybody asks me about what you miss from corporate America, that would be one of the things that I miss, because we used to get the little binder calendars.
Yeah,
you could throw them in your
like
pocketbook.
It's open right there on my desk with something like that. I
Exactly.
put my little notations on it and stuff like that. If nobody else probably understand if they look there and say,
Right.
"What is that?"
What is that?
No, but
Right,
I
that's
do.
yours.
I know
You-
that
right.
when I see R, that means this. When I see the T, I know that it means this. And when I see S, I use some letters and I'll use a number or something like that. And it that's my little system.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like, okay, I know what that means.
That's
Somebody else
right.
look at the like,
what in the world?
What?
Yeah, she can't
But I know
spell.
what it is,
Right. So we're going to take our next break of the evening. When we come back, we're going to get a little deeper into prioritizing and just, how do you get to your goals? You got your to-do list. Are you getting it done? We'll be right back after this break.
We don't break the laws. We just make up our own. The internet's best choice for music.
Hey, I'm Jenny James for Neatly Done Carpet Cleaner. You've probably been home a lot more. Maybe you have kids like me who spill all the time, and you've noticed that your carpet's not looking so good. Why don't you call Neatly Done Carpet Cleaner? They use a dry extraction service, so you won't have wet carpet all day long, and you can get back to doing the things you love with your family immediately. And it's a way to make your room healthier while improving your indoor air quality. You can do tile, slate, granite, ceramic, area rugs, and yes, they're pet friendly too. Why don't you get a free, no obligation estimate today? NeatlyDoneSanAntonio.com.
Beauty's in the eye. We complicate things when all along it's just perfect as it is. Beauty is from within. It's how you feel, not as how others see you. Skincare shouldn't be complicated. She's the Boss believes skincare should be nurturing, easy to use, smell delicious, feel refreshing, and look incredible. She's the Boss Cosmetics and Skincare brings you our botanical-based skincare line that's gentle, uncomplicated, and extremely effective for men, women, and youth. Feel confident and radiate a power glow that flows from the inside out. Exude an assurance that extends from the home into the conference room. Visit us at www.shes-the-boss.com or call us at 866-494-5945 to get yours today.
She's the boss. Radio Network.
Welcome back. We are getting unboxed tonight and hope that you all are too. You can join us. We'll go out to www.she'sthebossradio.com. You can watch us live. You can see us in real time, or you can meet us in our social medias. Facebook, we're She's the Boss Radio, Twitter, Twitch, and Tumblr. We are She's the Boss Radio. Yeah. Pam's passing me the script because I kind of forgot that stuff. I know he not laughing. But you can also call us at 443-272-5922 and join us to be a part of the show. So we're talking about prioritizing and how easy it is to let that thing called procrastination slide right in.
Slide on.
Yeah, it can slide in. You can get distracted easy, and it can slide right in. But if you just make sure that whatever you're working on, that you at least touch it at least every day, if not twice a day, because that means you're chipping away at whatever that actual situation is, So yes, I had been, like I said, I got a laundry list of stuff that I've been doing. So I've been following this one guy, on YouTube, which is like, let me tell you, if I'm doing that, them folks get on my girl. Them folks, they drag out stuff and it's just too long. Just say what you gotta say. Listen, I'm like that person. If you're a salesman that comes to my house and you're trying to sell me something, give me the bottom line. Don't give me the bottom line. Let's go straight to it.
Your daddy, your sisters, all your brothers.
Let's go straight to it.
How long it's been since you've seen grandma.
Oh my gosh.
And, you haven't told me nothing yet, but I'm here learning a little too much.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I'm following this guy, and one morning I got up and I was in a slump. And I looked at, and for some reason I was researching something and he popped up and I looked and he gave me these ideas. I jumped up, took a shower. I was on it. I got my coffee and ran to the computer. And it's like, okay, he really, really, really gave some really cool nuggets, right? But it was interesting because it sparked a fire that I had, and it just kind of been dormant lately, right? So, we have on the station, if you go out to she'sthebossradio.com, we have a link where we are looking for bloggers. And it was really crazy because I've been having the worst time in the world just trying to find a blogger. And so it's like, okay, it's there, it's coming soon. But I was listening to this guy and he was talking about all of these neat ideas or whatever to, increase your followers, increase your listeners, increase this and this and this, and just all of these cool little tools and tidbits. And it's like, okay, what he was saying was really kind of really resonating in my spirit, as they would say, because it was matching with all of the projects that I know that I have, right? And it's like, how do I get these projects done? And so he started talking about ways to blog. And I was like, oh my gosh, and he made it so darn simple. And it was like, okay, this is crazy. I want to see if it worked. And lo and behold, it did. And so it made me feel kind of funny because it's like, I always get on mic about YouTube because that guy is a graduate of YouTube University.
There's so much out there.
It is a lot on there.
But like I said, there's some stuff that you can let go.
Yes.
But there is so much that really is informational that can really help.
Yeah, and he gets to the point without going through all of this whole stuff. I was like, so I can listen to that. And so he was talking about how to blog, and I was like, this is crazy. I literally sat there and wrote 10 blogs. So today it was like, okay, I wrote those, but then I wanted to go back and make sure that the grammar was good and all of that. So today it's like, okay, let me just start trying to do those and see if that worked. And in the meantime, like I say, I'm a multitasker. I'm juggling balls. I got 1,000 up in the air at one time. So I'm doing that. But one of the other things that I wanted to do was to create the little, I don't want to call them gift bags because they're not gifts. They're actually for purchase. But I'm created some brows, lips, and lash kits, right? And so I always wanted to test to see if the printing part of this was going to work. So I have my major things that I'm trying to do, but then I'm kind of chipping at. I'm a tennis court, so I'm a tennis ball, so I'm kind of doing two. It's kind of, I want to say it's hard for me to focus on one thing. It's just that those letters start kicking in, that A D D D, all that stuff starts kicking in. So it just kind of helps me to do two things at one time. So I was working. my little bags came out really cute. So I'm telling Mike, look, he working, trying to work, and I'm trying to show him the little things that came out. But it worked. But I was so excited because what he showed me kind of sparked some interest in things that I always loved doing. But it helped me to put the things that I have on my list in some type of order to kind of get them done. So now it's like, okay, without even realizing it, I've accomplished a ton, right? Because now I can do the blogging. Now the bag part is completed. Now I know that this works. I've tested it. I know it worked. All I have to do is assemble them, put them all together, and that's just a Netflix and chill night. I'm watching TV and just put it together, right? So it's like, okay, this is good. So he's not actually teaching you how to prioritize, but he's actually teaching me how to prioritize because he's showing me little tips and tricks that are helping me resolve the issues that I thought were just kind of huge in the process, and they really not huge. It really wasn't a huge.
It just needed the order. You
Yeah.
just needed an order in which to accomplish what it is that you're trying to.
Yep, he's giving me tools to, you know, I put them in order, but he's giving me the tools to kind of, you know, bring them to pass. So it's like, oh wow, this is some good stuff. And some other stuff that he's giving me that those are time sensitive, like we said, right?
Oh yeah.
So I gotta figure out how to get those done because those are time sensitive pieces. So and then you kind of feel like, I don't know about you, but I feel like if I have something on my plate this big and I haven't had a chance to get to it, I feel like I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. I'm feeling a little stressed because I feel like, okay, I gotta do it. Like I got some stuff that I gotta do. So I gotta do it. But you know, other things come into play and you can't actually put your hands in it.
That's where you have to carve out for me. That's what I'm saying. I have to carve out that time. When I was talking to you, you know, just today, when I was saying, you know, things were coming in. When I came in the morning, there was already things that was already in my mailbox saying, hey, I need this or whatever, like this, da, 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 da. So I said, okay, I can do that. I can do that because I have this, you know, I got an 8-hour window, but I had to carve out a certain amount of time to get that other part done because I know that I needed to focus on that particular task. I didn't have time to keep going, okay, now somebody else has sent me something, or this is going. No, all those things are going to have to cease at this moment. And I carved out this time specifically to work on that a bigger project or that agenda that needed to be I needed my concentration on and did it then. And I think, you know, maybe that's something that, you know, for that project that you're talking about, maybe that's the same thing you need to do, even though there's some other things that are out there. But if you keep, you know, you nibble like this and you nibble like that before you know the hour is gone. Yes. Because you did 10 minutes over here and then you did another, 15 minutes on that one. You did 10 minutes on that one. You got 10 things, but when you go 10, 15, 10. Your time is gone. It's gone. And then you're like, your day is gone. You're trying to, I needed, out of that 8 hours that I gave to that, all I needed was 2 hours of it, 2 hours of it. But because I didn't give myself about that 2 hours that I needed for that particular project, now that 2 hour project didn't get done, and it was important for me to do it. Yet I did all these other things.
So what do you do when you get to the place of like now? Okay, I've done a few things today that I really wanted to get done. Not totally completed, but I've completed some stuff that I can check off my list. Okay, but I'm working now, right? And so when I get back home and I settle in, is the day complete? Do I go back and pick up, or do I say, you know what, I've started early today. It's time for me to just kind of probably wind down, rest my mind, because after a while, sometimes
you can burn out.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you have to set your own schedule. This is what I'm going to do from this to this. These are hours I've carved out for this. Then once that task is completed, and I come back to my home, it's not like I'm giving myself another 20 minutes to wind down or whatever that case may be. Okay, because you carved out a window to get home and to along with that 10 minutes, 15 minutes, because like say sometimes they always tell us take a siesta. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then
Ooh,
they're
wouldn't
saying
that
you
be
just
good?
don't know
Right.
how great that siesta can be. That
Yeah.
that moment of sleep or just the
Yes.
moment of relaxation of the mind. Because when the mind is constantly going anyway, like I said, people don't realize it. It can be just as physical
Yep.
as the person who's
That
out there
is so true.
physically,
That is true.
working.
That's
Like
true.
that, because it still takes a toll and a task on our bodies. Because
That's
I'm the
true.
one who does a lot of mental work, and my husband was at the time he did physical work, and I had to let him know. Let me let you understand this too. I know you do a physical job, and it is physically taxing on your body. But even when you're doing a mental job, like I
Yeah.
said, and it deals with the mind, it's not like that. It can also take a task on the body.
Absolutely.
So here you go. You got it. Then you carve out that little window, like I said, of what it is that like you need that. You know that you need this 10-minute break. Then you have to give yourself that 10 minutes break
right.
before you get into that. Because sometimes your focus is so off. Even if
Yeah.
you don't take that 10 minutes and you start to go back into to your work performance again, you're working on different tasks, but now your mind sometimes is like, oh, I just need to rest.
Yeah.
I just need to,
Yeah.
I can't focus.
Yeah.
So you're not gaining anything.
You're not. You're not.
really gaining
Most of the time,
anything.
you're chasing
You
your
might find
tail.
that, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You may find that giving yourself that 10 minutes before you start doing your next task may be all that you need in order for you to stay focused and get those things done and accomplished.
It's so funny that you should say that because I just had that experience the other day. I was looking for a design that I did, and I was in an all-out panic because I'm like, listen, I know I have this. If I haven't saved anything, I know I have that, right? So I'm in an all-out panic. I'm looking. I'm telling like I lost my stuff. I can't find it. Like I'm looking. And I got to the place where I was like, you know what? Stop. Because you've had a long day. You're tired. You're hungry. You're sleepy. You ain't gonna find it. you just not. You
get irritated.
Yes.
You're just
Yes. Yes. It's like stop. Go fresh and come back with a fresh mind and rethink this thing. And so I'm literally doing every search I could on that computer to find it, and it was not finding it anyway. And it was blowing my mind because it was like I know I have it because I've been working on it. Couldn't find it. And so finally I said, you know what? I was talking to I think my cousin. I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm gonna pause this and I'll pick this up tomorrow. And so I left the computer and still walked away talking about it, thinking about it. But I was like, you know what? I'm done. Went to bed thinking about it. When we come back from the break, I'm gonna tell you how I finally found it. I was like, okay, girl, you did all of that. We'll be right back after this break.
She's the boss. Radio Network.
Yeah, that's the sound of today's business community. It's a dog-eat-dog world and only the strong survive. The challenge is navigating the ever-changing business environment to put your business in the forefront. So how does your business keep up with the changes? That's where She's the Boss Network comes in. She's the Boss Network is an internet media network that's been helping businesses like yours get the exposure that you're looking for at reasonable cost by way of radio and video. They'll help you stay successful by navigating change and seeing the big picture. After She's the Boss Network analyzes your business and marketing strategies, you'll start to see a media presence like you've never seen in your business before. And She's the Boss Network doesn't stop there. They use their findings to create a practical plan of action, a plan that will get your business from where you are to where you need to be. There you go. Lock those dogs up for good by giving She's the Boss Network a call at 866-494-5945, extension 101, or by checking their website at she'sthebossradio.com. Again, that's 866-494-5945, extension 101, or she'sthebossradio.com.
Beauty's in the eye. We We complicate things when all along it's just perfect as it is. Beauty is from within. It's how you feel, not as how others see you. Skincare shouldn't be complicated. She's the Boss believes skincare should be nurturing, easy to use, smell delicious, feel refreshing, and look incredible. She's the Boss Cosmetics and Skincare brings you our botanical-based skincare line that's gentle, uncomplicated, and extremely effective for men, women, and youth. Feel confident and radiate a power glow that flows from the inside out. Exude an assurance that extends from the home into the conference room. Visit us at www.shes-the-boss.com or call us at 866-494-5945 to get yours today.
We don't break the laws. We just make up our own. The internet's best choice for music. She's the Boss Radio Network.
Welcome back. We're getting unboxed tonight, talking about our goals, our priorities. How do you handle them? How do you manage them? Projects. What are you doing? What are your tips and tricks to get through major projects or minor projects? But I was sharing before we went to break that I couldn't find a project that I was working on, and it really stressed me out because I was like, I put a lot into that. I was like, I do not want to recreate that wheel. Like, I did not. But I wound up having to do part of it again, and I was like, I'm not really tripping off of that because once I recreated, I like how it came out. So I was like, the next labels will be that look as opposed to what I currently had. But it was funny because I did all of that searching, couldn't find it. And then boom, I find it on the other laptop that I was having problems with. The folder sitting right there laughing at me. And it was funny because I was like, yeah, I'm copying it all over the place now. So I was able to put together the bags, and it really kind of made me feel good because I was like, okay, I can check that off my list. I know that this worked. It was like a trial and error type situation to see if this would work. And it worked. So I was like, all right, boom, big check. Because now I can check that off the list. And one of those days when I'm just sitting there watching a movie or something, I can do the other part of it, just the assembly part of it. And so that part was good. So then I was sitting there, it's like, okay, I wanted, we need bloggers, and trying to find somebody to blog is pretty hard to do. So, okay, I'm going to start doing it myself. I like to write. I write all the time. Why not blog? In my mind, I'm telling myself, girl, you don't have time. That's why. You don't have time. But then I found a system where it takes you hardly no time. It's just a matter of getting the words out, checking it, doing the editing and all of that, and boom. And so when he said it, I was like, oh, wow, it worked. So in my mind, I'm like, okay. He better not be laughing at me. So in my mind, I'm like, this is crazy because it was like it worked. But then I was like, dang, now where do I put it, right? Totally forgetting about the fact that I'm looking for bloggers, I was like, that means because my other platform it died. I have to recreate the wheel for the other platform. So it's like, okay, I don't have time to do all of that, right? And then he started to talk about how you can monetize the blogging situation, how it can be monetized. And I'm like, oh man, like, so now in my mind, it's like, I gotta go recreate this wheel. It's gonna take me forever because it took me a lifetime to get the original website up. I don't have time for that. I already got my blogs, So that morning I'm laying there and I woke up super early. I lay there and I'm looking at the sun. I said, oh crap, already got it. Like, it's right there. We already got it. So I have the 10 entries. I have literally 10 entries of 10 blog posts. So
I was like, we were just saying, sometimes you had to take a mental break, what it's like, and then all this clarity start hitting you, boom, boom, boom. What? I mean, like I said, I think you're not the only one, I'm sure, that has gone through that, mental block where you're saying, okay, I got to do this and this, and you realize, later you kind of let the mind calm down. And like I said, you may start doing something else, and all of a sudden the answer comes to you like, boop, here it is. This is all you got to do. Oh, you already have this. And and then you go, why not think about it at that moment? Because,
Listen, I
like
popped
said,
up out the bed. I was like, "Thank you, Lord."
yeah, because like I said,
Yep.
sometimes like I said,
Yep.
you got so much going on in you.
It was right
and
there
your
the whole
brain is
time.
going all the time.
Mhm.
And like I said, just being awake and cognizant of your
Mhm.
surroundings. You know, like I
Mhm.
say, you're still thinking about. You know, like I say, if I'm looking right now, and we're having this conversation, but because of the room that we're in, there's different things that
Yeah.
can capture my attention.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I know that they're there.
Mhm.
I may not be focused on it, but they are
All
there.
there.
They exist. They're in
Mhm.
my peripheral vision.
Yep.
They're so this can be anything that can distract you, and your brain is always
Mhm.
going in, and your brain is like you
Yep.
don't think about it, but our brain is always saying, okay, heart, keep beating, do this and do
Yep.
that, do this. The functions of our
Mhm.
bodies and da da da. So
Yeah, I was
sometimes
like,
we just have to like whoop, take a
That's
minute.
it. It's right there.
Take a moment. Take a
So I
moment.
was excited because I thought to myself, if I would have recreated that platform, the platform that we have is perfect for what it is I'm doing.
Mhm.
So it's like, oh my gosh, like this is good. So I was super excited about that. So that's on my high list of to dos for tomorrow. I have to figure out how to get it on the site, how to incorporate it on the site. So it was really, really good. I was excited. I was excited because it's like combining some of the things that I have to do and some of the things that I like to do all in one. Right. So that means it don't feel like work when you gotta do it that way. It's like you like to do it. So you know what I mean? So and blogging doesn't have to be a whole book. It's just a few words of information. So I'm telling you all now, I've selected 10 books, and these are all personal or professional development type books that I'm reading and that I want to share with you all, and that I'm going to be doing blogs on those, so that you can go out to the She's the Boss Radio page, and you can click on the blog option, and you'll be able to see those books and what I've gotten from those books. So super excited about that, because I partnered with somebody else that I'm going to tell Pam with after we leave the show. Y'all gonna have to go out there and see see who it is that I've partnered with to make that happen. But and that it's time sensitive, because I have to get this done in a certain amount of time in order for them to say, okay, she's serious about what it is she's doing. So I'm excited about that. It's going to be interesting to see how that works. It's going to be very interesting to see how that works, because it's like I say, I have my major to-do list that's going on in my head, but it's like, how do you get those done? And I'm so thankful, because God has given me, he sent someone that I don't know that's showing me how to use these tools to get these things that I need to get done, that I felt like I was gonna never get done, because it's like, okay, I don't know how I'm gonna accomplish this, but it's like this is good. So I kind of get excited, and it's like, here's the thing: I thought I was following the man, but I guess I don't see the stuff that or I just don't pay attention to the stuff that pop up on YouTube. But he's pretty good. He's pretty good. He got some interesting stuff. So I can't wait
Okay,
to.
it was great to know.
Yeah.
Great to know.
Yeah, I can't wait to share. You all go out there and see my little blogs. Tell me what you think. I'm not, like I always say, I'm not a writer, but I guess at some point I have to say I am, because I am. Because I will write. So yeah, I guess I'm a writer. Yeah, I'm writing. I'm a writer. So I'm kind of curious to see how it works. So it's fun. I was like, 10? You did 10? Yeah, I did 10. It was easy. It's like, okay, boom, boom, boom. We gonna see how this works.
Yeah, okay.
So, and it's crazy, because it's books that I've heard about. People have been reading these books for a while. These books, but they're still on the top 10.
Right.
Yeah, they're still on
They
the top
have
10.
a lot of substance to it.
Still on the top 10. So that's what you all gonna get coming this summer. This spring and this summer, y'all getting books.
While you're sitting on the beach, you read one of those books. I don't care if on your
but
Kindle
you know
or
what?
whatever, because
Just not books though, books and products. Let's say that, right? Books and products, right? Because we plan to bring you all a variety of stuff. If you go out to the page, you'll see just a variety of stuff. So it'll be books and products that you'll see out on the station. But starting out the gate, I'm going to just to stick my big toe in the water. It's going to be books. Yeah. So we're coming up on the end of the show. It's always awesome to get back in the driver's seat and share and have conversations with you all, and hope that you all took some nuggets from tonight's show. Because, like I say, it's important to prioritize. Maybe it's not as hard as you think when it comes to your goals and projects or what have you. Maybe we are making it harder than it really have to be. Like
Yeah. Like you said, hey, you got an answer from, like I said, watching, YouTube, and got the answer that you need. I mean, because utilizing, what's the information that's out there. Of course, you want to be careful with some of the
Yes.
information
Oh,
that you
God,
get,
yes.
because not everything that's out there is official. Let's just
No,
be for real
indeed.
about that. But there is things that's out there that really are useful that
Yes.
can help you in the task in which you have at hand. So go with those. But like
Yeah.
again, you do need to be careful. Don't just say, the first thing that you come across that, okay, that's legit. We know
Yeah.
that that's not always the case. Get
So
it from a
true.
reputable source, and then I think you're going to find yourself find that is you're going to be successful in what it is that you're trying to accomplish. So,
Yep. And have fun with it, because it can be very interesting. Like Pam said, don't jump at the first thing. Do your due diligence
your due
and research,
diligence.
because some of that stuff looks so authentic.
Yeah.
It looks so authentic, and you be thinking, "Oh yes, no,
and this is
no."
nothing against people who are doing, because I watch a lot of YouTube things and where I've seen what people are doing. I'm just going to use the hair as an example. We have to think about it. What is our texture? Like I said, you're going in there talking about specific things that work for them. But do you have the same grain? Do you have the same
Yeah.
texture? Do you have
Yeah.
the same length? Do you have the same, do your
Yeah.
hair absorb water the way their hair will
Yeah.
absorb water, or don't absorb water the way their hair absorb water? Do you have allergies? So there's so many
Right. It's a
things
lot
that,
of,
like I
yeah,
said,
factors
because there's
that come
so
into
many
play.
different things that's out there, and I'll just use that as one example. But there's other things that have that same relevancy to it as well. That's in another area in which you're looking for. That's why I'm saying to you, just be diligent about what it is that you get, and don't automatically assume that this is the best thing for you
Yes.
right out the gate. You might hit it, and you might not hit it
Yes.
right off the gate.
You might lose all your edges. Thank you all again for tuning into the show. As always, we enjoy spending time with all of our boss, because every one of you, whether you want to admit it or not, you're in a business of some kind, be it in a home or the conference room or around your communities. Please tune into the show every Thursday night at 7 Eastern Standard Time. We enjoy talking with you, speaking with you, listening to you. Or if you want to contact us, you can reach us at info@She's the Boss Radio, or connect with us on social media at Facebook at She's the Boss Radio, Twitter where She's the Boss Radio without the O. Visit us on www.she'sthebossradio.com. Don't forget, everything is free. You don't have to register to listen and tune in. You can go back, you can go there and check out all of the older shows and playback shows and some of our podcasts. Until next Thursday, you all stay safe. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay blessed.
We don't break the laws. We just make up our own. The internet's best choice for music. She's the boss. Radio Network.